What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? We're going to talk price prediction right now. I think altcoin season is about to pop off within the next couple of weeks. We've got some reversals that are going to happen. The government shutdown is going to end pretty soon. We're going to get some information on the Clarity Act, probably February of 2026, maybe March of 2026. We're going to see whatever blow off top we're going to get. That's the way that it looks right now when you base it on the chart. And we have to look at the amount of money, what the availability is, what this all looks like. I'm going to give you a price prediction before the end of this. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, and we'll talk about where I think everything is going to go. We're going to have to use new data. We're going to have to use the data for where we are right now, where we've been at our last previous high, and then we're going to have to look at it. Spoiler alert, about a 40x from where we are right now is what I'm going to predict. And you know I've said 40x before under a different context. So let's break it down. Make sure you hit that like button again on the way in. TerraCasino.io for all your risk-based gaming needs. Guys, if you sign up over here using my link in the description down below, I get rewarded just in your wagering. Everything that you do over here helps you if this is what you like to do. So sign up today. Helps me out tremendously, by the way. So thanks. Terraport.finance. You want to buy a utility coin, you want to buy a meme coin in this ecosystem, Terraport.finance is your place to go. And in the event that you don't go to that place, WeSoWorld. WeSoWorld.io. If you don't like Terraport for some reason, WeSoWorld is your place to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to start tracking this. Guys, if you engage with WeSoWorld, if you engage with Terraport.finance, it shows up right here. So buy yourself some meme coins, buy yourself some utility coins, get yourself a bag of Juris, get yourself a bag of Garuda. Remember that we've done a merger, that Terraport is now on, Terrapump.fund is now on Terraport.finance. So you're able to access that as well. All right, so spoiler alert, you're not going to like it. The current market conditions, we're up about $50 billion on the day after dumping hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. To be fair here, we've dumped about $1 trillion in market cap over the last month or two. So, you know, this is not a great looking chart, not a great looking sign. Almost looks like maybe the run is over. I'm not sure that it is. I think that we have to have a blow off. I think that altcoins need to have that moment, but I don't think that it's going to happen until we have clarity from the Clarity Act. Now, when we have clarity, we'll be able to do some more analysis on that. But let's look at where we are right now. We're trending in the wrong direction. This on the daily is showing that we are below the 50 and the 200, which means that we are in a very bearish sort of notion right now. That is not what's shared with the rest of the market. So what has changed? Every time we get close to a breakout, you can see this right here. And by the way, breakout would be defined as the 50 flipping over the 200 and then us going above both of those. We haven't been above them since January. This is an incredibly bearish sentiment with one little pop right there in the month of July. Other than that, we've been below the 50 and the 200. And what does that ultimately mean? It means that people like you are just selling out. That's really what it is. They're selling out. They've decided that they don't think that we're going to have the run that I think we're going to have. You know, they just lose faith. And that's okay. There are a lot of people that will lose faith in Terra Luna Classic before it's all said and done because we've been very, very slow. The validators have done such a bang up job of stifling innovation and creativity on this chain. People like Jesus is Lord and Greenpeace, those kind of people, have done such a great job of stifling any sort of creativity that this is the result of what they do. This is the result of their vetoes. This is the result of everything that they've stopped progress on for the last 3 years. So what are you still validating with these people for? I don't understand that. And by the way, I don't want to tell you who to validate with. That is ultimately a choice that you're going to have to make for yourself. But I am telling you that I have the data right here in front of me that the people who are objecting to everything that represents progress on this chain, this is what they've done. It's not a joke. I'm not kidding. There it is right there. So now let's talk about where we can go. So what we need to do is, in the event that we're looking for movement here, then it would be my designation here that the Fibonacci is going to give you the tail of the tape. And what I've done is I've taken the pivot high, which was right here, and the pivot low, which is down here, and we're coming up with a thesis based upon. When we base it upon that, then the highest result that we could possibly hope for right here is a 42x. That's 400 4,236% increase, 40, and that fills out your Fibonacci. And at best, when you have magnificent runs, then that's when you fill out your Fibonacci. You fill out that Fibonacci and you've done a great thing. But that Fibonacci is now down to 0.007. So 0.0007, I'm sorry. So we're talking about 1/4 of what I previously gave you as a prediction. When I gave you this previous prediction, by the way, we were in a much better scenario, a much better straight. We were not feeling the bearishness. And I haven't done an analysis on this in a very long time. You can remember, it's probably been about a year. And at that point, we were dealing with much higher numbers. What we've seen is a bleeding, the likes of which we hoped to never see. Nonetheless, we have seen. So now the question is, what is the breakout going to look like? And look, Fibonacci tells me that the maximum that we can get at this point, and I'm going to put this up here right now so that you can see it, is right there. And that's going to be basically a, like I said, for the 4236, the highest of the Fibonacci ratio. So I'm looking right now at 307 to be the cap of where we can go in this next bull run. And I'm trying to be generous in this estimation. Let me show you what I mean. Current market cap is 200 million. A 40x from here puts us at an $8 billion market cap. I want you to think about that for just a second. With everything that's been going on, it is crazy to me to think that we're going to go to an $8 billion market cap, because I have not seen it. I haven't seen the zest. I haven't seen the recovery spirit. I haven't seen any of that from the community or the validators or retail public at large or institution. And what we've seen is some other stuff here. Now, let me give you an example here. This is Terra News. There are allegations that emails between Terraform Lab CEO Do Kwon and Daniel Shin were also included in the court file. Do Kwon allegedly stated, "I can create fake but genuine transactions on the Terra chain," and was included in the court file. Some claim these messages are linked to the Chai payment app. Others deny any connection. At this point, the situation surrounding Do Kwon will be clarified on December 11 of 2025. Do Kwon admitted to fraud and requested a reduced sentence. We are monitoring the situation because the issues surrounding Do Kwon directly affect LUNC and USTC. Could Do Kwon have also printed a fake but genuine supply? That's the question on everyone's mind. Do you think that the LUNC and USTC supply on the Terra chain reflects the truth? Now, the answer to that is yes, because it is on the blockchain, so you can verify. What he's basically saying is that there is a way, I'm sure, for him to spoof it, to create more supply if it were necessary or something like that. I can create fake but genuine transactions on the Terra chain. That is alarming, or should be known to be alarming, which means that there's a backdoor that nobody even knew about, potentially. So again, I don't know that this is true or accurate or anything like that. We're going to know more in about a month. Now, if you are interested in the USTC for USTR swap that's going to happen, then you have a 1-to-1 ratio right here. Convert swap before December 15, and the rate is 1-to-1. When the rate window open, it starts at 1.5 USTC for 1 USTR. So if you want to, if you quote unquote partake, then there's your opportunity. I don't know. Again, this is not me. This is an opportunity maybe for something to happen. Also, go through the thread. I'll put a link down in the description below so you can check that out. Burns 1.57 billion. This is a good number. In fact, today's number is 130 million. There's a lot of movement going around over the last couple days, leading to a lot of significant burns. Now, I don't know if that's going to mean a massive sell-off. I don't know if it's a reaccumulation. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but we're going to have to figure it out pretty soon, I think, to make that next big move. I don't know. Not a lot of burn going on in USTC, which means that this is all kind of focused around LUNC. And when I say that, please understand what I mean. USTC to me is basically a dead, no path forward. At best, maybe USTD was a good idea. USTR might be a good idea. All of these things. And if they accomplish anything in terms of burning USTC supply, maybe we can look at that down the road and something could happen there. But basically, at this point, Luna Classic is still just a meme coin. It doesn't serve any function. It doesn't serve any use. We've got to create an opportunity, and we can't create an opportunity By the way, until Juris is ready, until we get the new Anchor protocol, if we get Juris up and operational, that's going to be a good one. Market module, going to be a good one. But based on the volume of trading right now, it's not going to be the answer. The answer is going to be to get people lured back into the chain, building and creating and then trading. So there are moving parts to this. One of those moving parts, December 11th, when we see what happens with Duquan, or at least the start of what happens. So there's a lot of different questions that have to be answered. We need the market module. We need something like a Juris protocol to bring back borrowing and lending into this ecosystem. There are pieces in that are in. They're not in place yet, but that will be in place that will give us at least an opportunity or an impetus in growth. So that's it. The best prediction I can give you is 307 at this point. My last one was 2027. So I am down right now about 75% from that previous prediction. That is an enormous dip on it, but the amount of bearishness that we've experienced for the last little while makes it prohibitive for me to say anything. Look, I feel like it's irresponsible at this point of me to tell you that 2027 is even possible. That would take a level of push that I just don't see right now in anything that we're at the very best. And part of that basis, by the way, was that it would be easier if we had reduced the effective amount of the supply to get to that range. We're not even close. We're not even close. So we do have to start to account for how many new cryptos there are, things like that. And so we're going to go with 307 as our prediction for the top of this bull run. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's not financial advice. Always right.